Hi, this is Stephen Rauer. This is for CISY 217 operating systems. This video is to cover the first homework and first lab that is due on January 30th. There is a separate video which has an overview on getting into the course and a course overview. There's another video that has sort of an overview to the introduction forum. Now, for right now, I'm logged in and I'm in student mode, but my student mode might look slightly different than what you guys see. So I'm in the course. I'm going to go over to the timeline. And just a reminder that in terms of the timeline, there's a session for, let me do a collapse. I'm sorry, there's a session for each of the topics, and then the associated assignments with them. So week one is the course overview, and that's where there was a mention about the course overview video. And then in week one was the introduction forum, which hopefully you will go in and introduce yourselves. The second week of the course, we get into chapter one. So this part of the timeline here, this is an overview of the chapter. In this case, there actually is, for chapter one, a video which has sort of a brief overview of chapter one. And then for the assignments that are associated with that week, those are due on January 30th. And the reason why the link isn't here yet is I'm recording the video that after I load it, I will then put the link to this video here, and that's why at the present moment it doesn't show the video, because I'm in the process of making the video that will go here. Okay, so the forum for this week is going to be similar to how the forum was done last week. So I'm going to focus on here is the homework and the lab. So most of the weeks for the homework, I actually will have attached a Word document that has in it the questions. Now, what I ran into an issue in the fall semester and regarding the grading of the homeworks, and what I have done is I went in and made a change. The homeworks for this semester are only going to have review questions. The labs are going to have problems. Let me just go and open this one up. So this Word document here, now I have it in both a docx and RTF format. And the idea is that if you have Word, you can bring the docx down, you can open it up. If you're using something like OpenOffice, bring the RTF down and then open that up. But I'm going to click on the docx, and I will open this file. And oops, I will try to now bring this into view. Sorry. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'll start off with a thing that suggests about saving it. So I'm going to pretend I'm Homer Simpson. And what I'll do is I'll just save it into, I'll just save it into this folder for right now. Actually, I'm going to, just for myself, call this practice, because I am practicing here. So I'll change the last name to last name, the first name, and I'll do save. And so now it's kind of a fill in the blanks. So, I'll put in, you would put in your name, and then now it's going to vary from week to week how many questions there are. The rule of thumb I usually try to use is to have not more than 5 questions. So this is more on the high end, and that there are 5 questions that are here. In some cases, I actually will give, like the question here was supposed to be list and define, and I actually did the listing part, and all you really have to do is do the define. So you can just go in and put a 1-sentence description on each of these subsystems. And this one right here, You know, I gave a list of the operating system types. It's just a matter of going in and defining it. Here you're defining two things, the process and the thread. Here you're describing a kernel. So you would go in and type in all your answers. And what was it? Let's say this. Subsystem. Managing. Oops, managing files and folders on the storage device. I probably should have paused the video. That would kind of make more sense. But well, you're getting the experience if it's like being in a boring class lecture with me. Okay. Anyway, you would fill in all your answers. Now here's the thing that I want to sort of point out, and that is when you're in Microsoft Word and you have the document open, everything that's in memory is not necessarily saved, even when you hit the save button. That behind the scenes it uses these temporary files, and it's not until you close the file does the file finally contain everything. And oops, I'm sorry, I had to pause and resume the video. So once you're finally ready to then attach the file, and so the key thing I was trying to say before is that you want to make sure that the file is not open in your word processor when you actually go and attach the file, because the word processor will still have sort of a lock on the file. But you can come to this part and you either can drag and drop or you can click on the button. And well, since I was practicing, I actually do have I'm in the correct folder, and this is the file that I'm going to attach. Now, if you do have multiple files for any of these assignments, you can go and attach the multiple files that you need. Let me just mention here regarding this screen that this part up here has instructions, which reminding that you have to click send an instructor. This here has the attachments. And then down here, there are these three tabs. I'm on the second one for attaching the assignment. The first one, whoops, here is more of a dialog box. Now, do not put the answers to the homework in this section. I do want the files attached, because what I will do is I will download all the files and then sort of grade the homework en masse. The only reason why you would need to type something here is if there's something that you want to draw my attention to. Let's say you had an issue on one of the items, you know, so look out for number 2 or something like that. You only have to put if there's comments here that you kind of want me to know. Anyway, so I have the file attached. And then down here, now this is a key thing, send it to instructor for grading. That if you just hit submit, it is not, if you hit this submit button, your homework is not submitted. It just submits the form. You have to click send it to the instructor for grading and then click the submit button. Otherwise, I won't get it. So very important, make sure you click the send it to the instructor for grading radio button and then click submit. Now for this demo right here, I'm not going to actually hit the submit button because I'm logged in as myself and I'm in student mode and things are a little bit off, and worlds collide. But anyway, you will go and hit the submit button. What I want to do is I want to go back to the other item that's here, which is the lab. Now the labs are going to vary. This particular one here has it's not an attachment the way that the other one does, and I believe in this particular case I'm actually saying to just put your answers in the comment box. So this lab is a little bit different than what other labs will be. But most of the other labs will be more like the format of that homework, meaning that there's going to be a document attached, you download the document, and you put your answers in. There's going to be a handful of labs where I have a PDF that's going to direct you through doing a series of tasks of which when the tasks are done, you're going to load the documented evidence that you've done those tasks. And it could be a document, could be screenshots embedded into a document or something like that. A key thing, of course, is that, again, with the lab, is you want to make sure that you click Send it to the instructor for grading before you hit the Submit button. So for the week that ends January 30th, those items that are due, the homework one, that's the one I downloaded the Word document and I started answering a couple questions. The lab one, now I didn't go into details of this, but just saying that this lab is in a different format, and this discussion forum. Now, I didn't, for this video, go into the discussion forum, but it's not much different than the intro one in the sense that there's a question and then you're going to go and answer the question. Okay, so I think that will cover the submitting of assignments for the homework one and lab one. If you run into any issues, please let me know.